Hi guys, I'm Piotr, I'm a bassist, I'm the bass player for SEUM.
We are SEUM from Montreal!
So we are a band made of 3 French immigrants. We moved to Canada around 10 years ago. Bass, drums, vocals, very stripped down, straightforward. We play sludge, so like a mix of, I would say, doom and punk. We started 6 years ago and we just released our new album, Parking Life. So we have strong bonds with Morocco actually. I used to play in a band called Mla. Mleh. And the dude that really got me into metal is Nordin. Shout out to you, Nordin. Moroccan friend. He was kind of like an older brother to me. He was taking me to shows when I was like a 14 years old kid. So yeah, it's a homage to him, and you know, it's also SEUM is slang in Europe, like in France, for like anger, frustration, j'ai le seum, you know. And we started the band during the COVID, so it was just like obvious for us, you know, like French immigrants, like we had the fucking seum, you know.
On a peut-être tous des problèmes, mais des solutions aussi. La solution est là devant nous. C'est nous tous ensemble, solidaires, aidez-vous les uns les autres. Quand on est dans la merde, et ben aidez-le, putain.
I think the fact that we moved to Canada, living in this country, like it really strongly influenced us in our music. So we always try to be straightforward with what we live. Like honesty and being genuine is very important for us. Like it's a core value of the band itself. So for each album, we treat about what we live. So Winterized was written during COVID. It's a bleak, dark, almost claustrophobic album. Winterized is the process of getting the resin from cannabis using cold. So we were feeling like that, like our anger was getting through all that cold of the weather that we're living in Montreal. Double on the opposite, you know, it's the drink that Canadians are famous for. Like it's a double shot of coffee, double shot of sugar. And at that time, like we just released Winterized and we got this great reception from the crowd. And we were just pumped up with excitement, and we were just grateful for this feedback. You know, as immigrants in a new country, like we were really feeling loved. So that influenced our music. And Parking Life, that's, you know, aging musicians getting more and more tired, you know, broken down by life. And like we just decided like what really makes us live, like what makes us happy right now, and it's the music, you know. So at some point you have to decide, like, do you want to park my life and, you know, just go for the full-on, you know, boring adult shit package, mortgage, trip to the mall, boring life, go to the gym, all that shit, or continue with the music, you know, like jumping in the van, playing for 100%, sometimes playing for 1, and just keep on pursuing your teenage dreams, you know.
Qui c'est qui a pas envie d'aller travailler demain? Moi non plus, je crois que je vais pas y aller. Ce morceau il s'appelle Employee of the Month.
So Winterized was very dark. We had like a lot of layers of bass, and we liked the aggression that it conveyed, but we felt that it was a little bit too heavy. And our music went towards more like a groove with the second album. So that's why we wanted like a production that is more crisp, more understandable. And for Parking Life, like we just thought about all these topics that I mentioned before, about, you know, all these dark topics that you encounter as you get older, and we wanted to kind of take them in a quirky, interesting way and make like pop tracks almost about them, you know, like fun songs about them. So that's how we decided, like, okay, we need clean vocals, we need to have like these catchy hooks that the audience gonna catch and sing with us. And production-wise, like to have like this this sound. Like we basically like the bass is split between two amps, so we go through a bass amp, but we also have a guitar rig. So I think that adds a little bit of this higher frequencies, you know, that manage to keep the thing understandable. So the thing is, like, we always wanted to keep it only bass. Initially, I was just inspired by a band called SEUM, which is the side project from Piotr, the late bass player from Acid Bath. So I discovered that band like maybe 20 years ago, and I was amazed by how heavy music without guitar could sound. So I always wanted to pursue that. And so when we started the band, it was bass only, but we were feeling that something was missing. Like when you play just with the bass, like stripped down bass, like eventually it's gonna get boring. So what we do, since we split the signal, we also use wah, and it's almost like we have like 3 layers, and every now and then we're just gonna keep 2 of them, add a third one. So we almost build our songs like with those layers, and we always try to switch from one pattern to another to keep things interesting. So even though you don't have the guitar, you still have enough like musical events in the song to keep it interesting for the audience. So we played last year, 2025 in Hellfest. We were invited to join the Purple Room, which is, I would say, like a discovery stage. It's the smallest stage of the Hellfest. And the whole concept of it was to have the band play inside the cage. So, you know, we are used to play like smaller crowds in very unusual settings. So being in that cage somehow, like to us, it felt very natural. And the thing is, like, we always treat each show like a, how to say, each show has to be unique, so we're going to adapt to it. So the Metro was a lot of logistics, so obviously we couldn't control exactly how we would sound, but we tried to minimize risk as much as we could. So we practiced before with like all this minimalist setting with the smaller amps that we were bringing. For the Hellfest, it was the opposite. So we just had to play well, and all the sound, all the production was taken care of by the Hellfest, you know, team, which are great pros. So to us, from like the perspective of musicians, the raw energy that we give to the audience, like nothing changed. Like we will always give our 100%, and then it's more like I would say like the logistics and everything around that's gonna make a difference. But then, you know, at some point, like when you've been playing in underground music, like in the underground scene for a while, like you learn to be flexible. The Metro thing was big, you know. I mean, in terms of logistics, like preparation, everything. Like it took a lot of efforts. You know, it's, you know what? Like I would compare that to the restaurant. You know, you're a customer. You go to the restaurant. You don't want to know what happens in the kitchen. Like you just want your steak or whatever, like coming. You know, being nice. You don't know that the cook didn't sleep. He has a fight with the waiter. Whatever, like all that they have problems paying wages, like this is hidden. So it's kind of similar. Like people in the music industry, when they look at the Metro, they see the shows, but they also imagine all the work that was behind. For the audience, it has to look easy. So, you know, like at the end of the day, we are artists, and you know, we just need to, like, I think, to me, like, yeah, I don't need to expose all that struggle, you know, like to the crowd.
Le prochain morceau s'appelle 666 Problems, but the riff ain't one!
Would we be as dedicated if we were like born in Canada? I don't know. Like it's hard to say. One thing that is sure is that we had like a long, I won't say career, but like long musician life back in France. And when coming to Canada, like we had to reinvent ourselves. Like we had to, like the thing is like North America, like there are all the negatives, you know, like about extreme capitalism, all those things. But then if you're very creative and hardworking, like you can do things that you cannot do in Europe. So I like to also look at the positive aspects. And so when we realized that, when we started like encountering other bands and seeing how DIY they were, like it inspired us. So that's why we're like, okay, we can do whatever we want. Like, we are a small band for sure, but instead of seeing it as a limit, that can be a great asset, because you're like, nobody has any expectations. Like, you can do things out of the box. You can have a lot of fun, not only with music, but the way you're going to promote it. So it's hard to say for me, like, if that inspires us, like being immigrants. But one thing is sure, like coming to Canada, like being in this surrounding, yeah, that inspires us for sure. We are good friends with Ratpiece, which is like a local power violence band. Those guys, like, they don't have a label, but so they release EPs like on a yearly basis. They tour intensively in Canada for sure, but they did 2 tours in the US, self-booked. They went to Mexico, self-booked. They're about to go to Europe. I hope I don't spoil anything, but yeah, anyway, like, I mean, they're talking about maybe going to Europe. And seeing those guys working, like, that was a huge inspiration. Another band that we observe and admire is Truck Violence. So they recently signed on the Flancer, which is the Chatpile label. And those guys, like, I think they were one of the first that I saw doing things at the Van Horn, under the Van Horn underpass. They did another show that was actually not very far from here, under a bridge, you know, like one of those small bridge for a bicycle pass. And it was unfortunately stopped by the cops. I still regret to this day that I wasn't at that show. I was just seeing images, but I found it so creative. It made me think, like, I mean, just your imagination is the only limit at the end of the day, you know. In France and generally in Europe, like, you will be booked in a place, like, you're gonna get a meal, place to sleep, like, you're really treated very, very well. Canada and North America, to what I could experience, is rougher on the edges. But on the other hand, it comes also with an asset, is that in France, to book a show takes a lot of time, takes a lot of, you know, email exchanges. It's a burden. In Canada, at the end of the day, like, you can self-book your own tour. Like, doesn't mean that you're gonna have a lot of crowd, but you can self-book your own tour basically wherever, if you're working hard enough. So that's one big difference. What I miss, yeah, I guess maybe the food, you know, like that stuff, you know, like this whole, like, kind of like joie de vivre around shows. But overall, I think I prefer it here. Like, I prefer the music scene here. Let's say we stop today. I hope we will be seen as an inspiring band. I hope that kids that are going to be creating bands and that going to get, or not only bands, but like photographers, like you guys, like doing, you know, like a YouTube channel, like, kind of have like a special place for us in the future, you know, and thinking about how we inspire them. That would be the main thing I would like to be remembered for. Our latest album, released on April 23, catchy, heavy. We have Vince from Doptron on a featuring, catchy hooks, great songs. I think it's our best album so far. Like, listen to it, grab it, steal it. We have it available on a USB key at the Van Horn skate park. You can just come with your laptop and plug it there and grab it. Thanks for your support, guys. It's been great. Like, since the release of Parking Life, we feel a lot of appreciation, a lot of love. We're very grateful. Please continue coming to our shows. Let's have all fun together, and yeah, do on.